Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sport.
All right, here we go. Welcome to a Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. We always want to thank our Thursday sponsor, our location sponsor, Sliders Oyster Bar, obviously in studio as we're going to be all week while we work out all the kind of bugs as we kick off our first week as a happy hour show, 4 to 6, the Young and Norvelle Show. I want to thank Sliders, though, featuring that wonderful Safe Harbor seafood at Sliders. I'll tell you all about the place if you don't know as we go. Terry Norvelle here. And we'll be joined by Patrick Young in a little bit. Brent Beard is on deck as well. We were going to have Brent Beard about 4:40, but we've moved Brent up because of sometime best laid plans change things. We were going to lead the show off with several topics, including the NFL has finally gotten into the microchip world. We'll get into that. It's kind of a couple of neat stories about what the NFL is doing and they're experimenting with, and we think they've just about got it worked out where the microchip will be involved in the NFL probably starting next year. Neat stories that I know Patrick and we kind of reported on February, March, April, kind of hearing about it, but it's starting to rear its head up because some of this stuff is going to be tested during preseason. We were going to lead off with a story like that. We were also going to stay with the NFL. Some of the 2023 revenue numbers for the NFL have kind of leaked out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They just print money. You will not believe the numbers from last year that was raked in by the NFL. We were going to lead off with that as well. Other things today we were going to get to early in the show. The Florida State situation with the ACC. Where will the Noles go? Who will the Noles bring with them? That was going to be high up in the show. It looks like the Big 12 smoke is really picking up. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. We were going to get into that. How does the ACC breaking up? If they break up by four teams, what does that do with Notre Dame, who is a football scheduling partner? They don't want to be a football scheduling partner with the ACC if FSU and Clemson and North Carolina and maybe Virginia are gone. We're going to lead off with a lot of those stories as it looks like Patrick Young is waiting. We'll get Patrick dialed up here. He's in our waiting room, so we'll get Patrick taken care of. So a lot of the stories we're going to lead off with have been pushed down the itinerary because real serious stories have continued to break out of Athens with the Georgia football program. They've had a very bad history of automobile-related arrests, reckless driving, street racing. You probably remember the tragic story right in the middle of all these automobile issues the last several years in and around the Georgia football program. The most tragic was back January of a year ago when football player Devin Willock, recruiting staff member Chandler LaCroix were killed in an automobile accident, a reckless driving racing accident that involved also former Georgia football player Jalen Carter, who is a star in the NFL. He was driving the second vehicle that was involved in the crash that killed two people. The vehicle that the two people that died in was a athletic vehicle that the recruiting staff member was driving. They were coming out of a strip club racing. Jalen Carter was on a suspended license. Tragedy, the biggest tragedy, as we welcome Brent Beard. Brent, can you hear me? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I can. Just another difficult situation, Terry, in Athens, and I'm not sure what it's going to take to get this under control, but whatever they're doing at Georgia, and I'm sure they're doing something, the players aren't listening, are they?
And they're not. And let me keep adding to it. So that was the most tragic under Kirby Smart, his watch. Street issue, automobile accident and violation, 2 deaths. There have been so many other ones, and ironically yesterday, and I always mix up names, Trevor Etienne, the former Gator running back that is transferred to Georgia, Trevor Etienne had his recent DUI resolved, quote unquote, which I think means pled down. That was yesterday. Today, which has festered this back up, it has been reported by every source out there that covers college football. Heather Dinich, I saw on ESPN, Bleacher Report. It's been reported that very recently, a couple days ago, 2 more Georgia players have had separate automobile-related incidents where redshirt player Bo Hewley, failure to execute a proper lane, reckless driving, he was ticketed. One of their star defensive players, Small Munden, who is a great football player, a starter for Georgia, second leading tackler on their team. He's played a ton of football for the Dogs. He was cited for racing on a highway, street driving, reckless driving. I mean, Brent, this wasn't going to be a lead-off topic, but has it now, and I'm making too much out of this, has it now hit epidemic proportions under Kirby now with the issues with his football players driving automobiles? Well,
someone in the media is going to add all this up as far as the number of players, and we're going to have that in the next day or two. Now, look, the Mondon thing is what really bothers me is his street racing, and I know George is not the only one to be involved in this, but this is extremely dangerous. Terry, did you get this like I did? He paid, the report I've got, he paid $26.
$26.
And was released.
Was his bailout?
Now I'm not going to pretend to be a bail bondsman here, but $26 for this. I mean, we'll know more about this later. I wonder if that's even a typo, to be honest with you, on the story.
But actually, I've seen 26 for the other guy, Hewley, and I've seen low numbers for the Georgia bailout multiple times. I don't want to bore everybody, but I'm going to I want to read a story. Now, this was from June of 2023. This was several months. The tragedy where 2 Georgia, a player and a staff member were killed, football staff member were killed. That was January of 2023. This was from June 9th of 2023, several months later. And as we're hooking up with Patrick Young as well, I don't want to bore everybody, but this was several months later and several months ago out of the trying to find out if this is AJC. I'll find out which publication, but stay with me. This is a whole nother situation, but stay with me. It's going to be a little bit cumbersome, but here we go. Alan Judd wrote this. No one knows for certain how fast Kenny McIntosh drove through a residential neighborhood one Sunday morning last year. To the Athens police, though, it was too fast. McIntosh's speed, an officer noted, posed as an immediate threat to public safety. 2 miles south of the University of Georgia, where McIntosh played on the national champion football team, his high-performance Dodge Charger struck a Uber driver's Kia compact SUV with such force that it ripped off wheels from both vehicles. The police arrested McIntosh on charges including reckless driving, his 3rd traffic offense in less than 6 months. A judge later fined him $685. Any penalty imposed by McIntosh's coach apparently was far less severe. The coach obviously is Kirby Smart. McIntosh, a running back, played in all 15 Georgia games last season, amassing 1,300 yards of offense, including 126 in the national semifinal game against Ohio State. His value to the team outweighed the gravity of the offenses, they said in this article. The episode illustrates a permissive culture that undergirds the nation's premier college football program, an investigation by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution found. Since Kirby Smart has become Georgia's head coach in late 2015, dozens of players have engaged in reckless, often lawless behavior that put them and others in jeopardy. Excessive speed, street racing, driving under the influence, among other offenses. Players have illegally brought weapons onto Georgia's campus. They've gotten into bar fights. They've been charged with domestic violence and sexual assault. But Smart almost always lets athletes continue playing despite their off-field transgressions. Suspensions, and hold on, I lost my place here. Suspensions are unusual. Dismissals from the team are even rarer. Exactly how Smart and get a load of this, Brent and Patrick. Exactly how Smart punishes players is unclear. In one instance, in 2019, and this gives credence to how long this kind of stuff has been going on, he ordered 6 players who had been arrested over the previous 6 weeks to, get this, run steps of Sanford Stadium in front of a select audience of donors to Georgia's athletic department. Otherwise, he routinely declines to disclose disciplinary action after players break team rules or the law. Everybody wants to know what the punishment is, Smart said after a recent string of arrests. Well, the players know what the punishment is, end quote. The football program's tolerance for risky behavior was laid bare by a tragedy that rocked the team, and it goes on to talk about the double homicide in the car accident that I described a moment ago, January 15th of 2023. It just seems to not end. And Brent Beard, Patrick Young, I'll bring you on. I know you're getting caught up on the story, but this is not Barry Georgia and Kirby Smart, but the sheer number between 10 and 15 serious incidents driving automobiles. Patrick, I mean, at some point, don't you have to look at Kirby Smart and go, man, hey, you're the leader?
First thing, and
see if we can get Patrick's
I gotta say
audio up here. And Pat, we may have to come right back to you here with the audio. Brent, I'll leave that to you though. At some point, does Georgia, the officials, the people that actually run the university, do they have to hold Kirby's feet to the fire at some point with the sheer volume of these things happening?
Well, when you've got incidents like this, when does it go above the head coach and the athletic director to where you get into the board and even the president? And at some point, Georgia may be fast reaching that. Now, what this has done, it's going to give a lot of folks at media days,
oh man,
a lot of ammunition to talk about this to Kirby. So he's probably going to have an opening statement with that in it. Now, what I'm curious in, look, you're not going to get these guys' attention now by fining them. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do to make this a deterrent? And I'd be interested in what Patrick would say about this. Do you suspend some of these guys a quarter of the season, half the season? And Terry, this thought crossed my mind today. At some point, does this get to a problem? You can't find coaches anymore, can you?
No.
But if the thing they prize more than anything else is scholarships. If you at some point, if you took 10 scholarships away from some of these coaches, would that get their attention? And in fairness, I know they've got a program going. I know they're trying to get these guys' attention. So that's kind of where I am with this, Terry, is where have we crossed the line, and how at some point do you provide from this administration at Georgia for some accountability on these players and coaches?
Well, it's interesting where you're going is a way of saying what they've tried, what Kirby has said behind the microphone when these incidents keep happening. You just can't go to that pitch anymore. I've heard him say, well, we're going to change the culture. We're going to get them educated on motor vehicle. We're going to do this. We're putting them in, we're bringing people in to talk to them. Well, it's not working.
No.
It's obviously not working. No. Again, I hearken back. The worst of this was obviously the 2 deaths. That was January of 2023, okay? A year ago, January, okay? And I mean, that's as tragic as it can get. a player and a recruiting staff member of the athletic department were killed, right, in an accident involving another player, involving a company car, an athletic company car that should not have been at a 3 a.m. nightclub parking lot, leaving and racing. Well, 5 months after that, okay, this is going back to 2023, but within 5 months after that, 10 more moving violations had happened to Georgia players after, 5 months after, very recently after that, 10 other separate moving violation, auto-issued tickets and breaking of the law had happened. Brent, that's alarming. That was in 2023. On the heels of yesterday's ETN DUI getting pled out, these two, it's just, what is a punishment, and is it time now to punish Kirby?
Well, it would the Georgia administration ever go to those links? That's the thing that you don't know. I like I said, finding these guys when you're making $10 million a year.
Yes, good point.
A fine's not going to make any difference at this point.
Sure,
but
I mean, they could say $100,000 out of Kirby's pocket,
right?
And the guy's knocking down $10 million a year, right?
Sure.
$10 million. Now, your point is a good one. Scholarships are valuable. I know Georgia has 5 stars lined up among 5 stars, but there still is a cap of 25 that you can sign. If you knock down 10 and you can sign 15 a year for a couple of years, that would catch up with you, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Finally? That would finally catch up with you. But who's getting punished from that? Think about that. Who's getting punished? The other players on the team that did nothing wrong? The fan? Who's getting punished if they were to do something like that?
Well, is there something, Terry, in the fine print of these NIL deals that say if you violate the law, that there is some kind of a penalty with this? We have not heard about that. We have not seen that. We're not privy to these things, but it does make you wonder, does it not? Could there be something in these, let's be honest here, NIL contracts that are going to be built in somewhere that could be some part of a detriment? I mean, we're not going to get into the legalese of that, but the thing the three of us are talking about is, what is it going to take to slow this stuff down and to make it stop?
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this, and I don't want to throw this out, but it's going to be said. We're also in a point where Brent, and I don't know if Smile Munden was driving one of those 500 horsepower new cars that might come from an NIL deal, but some people are going to be kind of smart alecky and say, well, you guys are helping them get behind the wheel of a 500 horsepower. They're not buying Corollas out there when they get a car deal or get the money to get one. Wow. I mean, Brent, the sheer, again, this is not a bury the dogs, but the sheer volume, the sheer number, and the seriousness of this. One of the articles, and we're going to go to the break. We'll get Patrick in here in a minute as well. We'll keep Brent to get some other stuff, but the sheer number of it is what really says you've got it. It's a massive story. It's not slowing down in Athens. It's not slowing down.
Does this remind you a little bit, Terry, of the Urban Meyer situation at Auburn? At Florida, when it just piled on and piled on and piled on, and he gave us the 1% of the 1%, and listen, even Terry, and this probably happens to you, Gator fans even today will bring that up when you're talking about discipline.
Yeah, and as we go to break, we'll keep this going, and we've got a lot of other college stuff I want to get with Brent. Obviously, there will be a automobile moving violation that makes the news from another program. And, well, Terry, why didn't you guys make the Auburn story or the Alabama story so big? Well, it's going to take a while to get to the sheer number that Georgia
really
has
will.
found. It just seems like there's no end in sight. We're off and running here. We'll open up the chat. However you're consuming our show, feel free to drop us a chat. We'll try and get your thoughts on there as well. One down, a long way to go. I want to thank Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday location sponsor. We'll be back out there next Thursday as we kick off our brand new time slot, 4 to 6 p.m. happy hour on the Young and Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Back here, look who's here. Hey, settle down, we're back. What are you doing? Quit talking. I got to bring us back.
I'm
Patrick
bringing
Young.
in the truth, and Terry doesn't want the truth.
The truth.
That's what it is.
Don't let the truth get
Terry
in the way
doesn't-
of a good story. Come on.
How many? I'm Google searching this because this was my response to what's
What we've been
been
talking
happening.
about,
What we're
the
talking about here
Georgia situation.
recently. How many arrests under Urban Meyer at the University of Florida?
While you're looking that up, I ask you why. Why did you just push the University of Florida into this story? It's unnecessary.
Well,
and I'm being serious a little bit there.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to want to do this, but this has nothing to do with Ohio.
Well, it's funny. I know a lot of
Florida.
people thought that Swamp Kings documentary was going to be a lot more about the bad things going on.
Why are you bashing your university?
I'm not bashing.
Why are you pushing Florida in here?
See, that's the problem with you people.
Patrick Young's here. You
people. When faced with facts, the thing that just happened, I become a bad person.
Brent Beard, you're the
does
counselor.
that make sense?
You're the counselor. Does this have anything to do with Florida?
I didn't make these facts appear. These are true. And, I'm using a comparison here, Brent, because my thing is Carlos Dunlap got suspended before a huge game. And just
what was
think.
that, 1891? When was that? 100,000
Oh,
years
my
ago.
gosh. He's still in the NFL having a great career.
My God.
Carlos Dunlap.
Hey.
Fell asleep.
How'd you get here? Did you ride a horse here and not drive a car?
He fell asleep in the drive-thru and got a DUI.
What does that have to do with this?
It has to do with everything.
Every school in America's got a few people that have few.
Do you not understand how history works?
Brent Beard, step in here. Brent,
I feel like you know how history works, right, Brent? You can look at something in the past and hopefully not make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Let's see, seeing if Kirby Smart can look at what happened at Florida and hopefully figure out how to not get his star players in these conundrums.
Brent, handle this guy. Need crickets. Brent, would you do something here for God's sakes? By the way, all day out with meetings and appointments and to grow our show, to help the Young and Norvelle show, and you come in swinging.
41 members of Florida's 2008 national team have been arrested.
Okay, what does that tell you though? What? So that is over.
It's saying of that. Oh, I guess that's over time, but
let's call that 4 years.
Okay,
kids are at school 4 years. Now, if you picked Ohio State and said 4-year period, 100 and something student athletes of football, I don't know if 41 is a lot or a little. I don't know.
31 arrests.
Do you know?
Well, let me also say, guys, in here.
And you just crashed the show. You just crashed the show.
That's what the truth does sometimes. The truth does split and break hearts. The truth breaks hearts.
Now, guys, this is what I wanted to ask Patrick about. Patrick played, and Terry played too, but here's what I'm interested in. From
Are you sure Terry played, Brent? You didn't see him holding that baseball bat yesterday.
Quiet.
From the heart, by the way, in the Harvard of the South. Okay.
Quiet.
Hey, I heard somebody. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah,
What's Benita's number?
Sorry, Brent. Sorry.
Benita right now.
Okay, here's my question, Pat, and I'm serious about this. Okay, you played. I know things aren't that different then than they are now. What gets a player's attention? Okay, let's say you got a guy that every time he gets behind the wheel, he gets a ticket, or he causes some carnage. Well, what do you do? You can't fine him. What do you do? And what
can't
do you
take his
think?
fees.
Should be
the
done.
punishment? It's a good, tough question.
Yeah, because he could still, like, if they're not taking his car, he could pay for it and have a suspended license and say, hey, I'm still going to drive.
Yeah.
I guess you could tell him, it's like, hey, if your next one, that driving thing, that is something that is a choice, because you can get a ticket for, let's say a running stop.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to make headlines. Obviously a hit and run, reckless driving under the influence, all those things. But anything like that, or driving with a suspended license, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, rolling through a stop. These aren't rolling through stop signs.
No, they're not.
These aren't not using your blinker to change the lane. These aren't
accidentally not having your headlights on.
Yeah, it's just.
I got pulled over for that one. I didn't get a ticket, but I was like, "What did I do?"
You
didn't have your headlights on.
Huge red flag that says you're drinking if you don't have your headlights.
If you don't have your headlights on.
That's good, Lord.
But guys, is it Terry? Pat, isn't it obvious though? There's no fear of God for these players,
right? Exactly.
Is it right?
No,
exactly.
No. So, at some point, when do you have to also look at Kirby? And we talk. What can you do to a Kirby Smart monetarily? Nothing.
Right.
Possibly scholarships would, but then if you take, I want to go back to what I said. I hope people have thought this through. If you take 10 scholarships away for 3 years, that as many good players as Georgia has, that would catch up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure.
But if you do that, who are you punishing?
Yeah.
Aren't you punishing also the law-abiding players and the fans?
These are individual decisions, though. In terms of. The one, obviously the tragic event that happened with the company car, that's a little bit different than, Trevor Etienne, what he just tried to do. And getting behind the wheel. Those are individual decisions, and gosh, I don't know, man. Should the whole team have to punish? Should the coach have to punish for his players making their own decisions in their own free time?
Well, I don't know what else he's going. What else can Kirby go to?
He's got to suspend him. These are individual things.
He's used the culture and get them driving. People talk about driving. Bring in people, take them to accidents, and show them. But I will say this: at some point, if Kirby Smart was the general manager of a retail business, and there were 15.
What retail business? I think that's where's your mind go? Looking at Kirby Smart, where is he selling retail?
Well, I'll answer you. Any retail business that handles in cash, that has cash, okay?
Laundry.
Well, whatever has a cash register. If Kirby Smart was the manager of that retail restaurant business that deals in cash, and there were 15 incidents.
Dreamette.
There were 15 incidents. God, I'd like some ice cream. 15 incidents of theft.
Yeah.
Of we're missing theft. Yes, the guys that stole it would be culpable.
Yeah.
But at some point, you would have to look at the manager and maybe make a move.
Oh, yeah.
And go, okay, well, you're not getting this done. You're not teaching good practices.
But what hurts
you're not putting the fear of.
What hurts him so much is it's not like if you were trying to compare retail to retail, different stores, different products, you're comparing college program to college program where they have success and they don't have all these issues. So, yeah, it falls in on the head man.
And let me ask you
look at Georgia or look at Alabama, look at Ohio State, they have issues, But to the level that and the consistency that we're talking about it right now.
And keep in mind, too, obviously, at Ohio State, at Alabama, at Florida, at Tennessee, on and on and on, their football players are going out night after night. That's what young people do, night after night. And they're driving. But it appears they're not. I mean, these are speeding, racing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sometimes they can tell the speeds. I mean, these are ungodly speeds. Why are the other players on other teams going out?
After what happened to Henry Ruggs, man?
But why,
that national story, you would think, man.
Why are players on other they're not using Ubers. They're not walking. They're driving their own cars too.
Yeah.
Why is it not happening at the other places? Thank God.
Thank goodness it's not. Yeah.
Are they just?
Oh man,
lucky?
That's a whole nother conversation. If it's a nationwide problem, that's a whole nother conversation. That was terrible.
Let me throw this out for both of you too, and you alluded to it a few minutes ago. Is there anything anymore that if one guy screws up, that the whole team is punished in some way? Does that have any accountability? Does that put any they may think twice if that comes up? Is any of that still effective?
It seems like no. And a guy like Small Munden, he's such a good player. He's got to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
He's going to the NFL. He's not. I mean, if Georgia said you can't, this guy was a second leading tackler. He's played a prominent role on that defense. He's a great player. If Georgia says you're out of our program, he's going to the NFL. Maybe a supplemental draft. He's going to the NFL next draft season. And it's tough. But
somebody's got to be.
And oh, by the way, Kirby,
somebody's got to be the one that falls.
And oh, by the way, Patrick,
you thought death wasn't enough?
No, double death,
double homicide.
This doesn't matter, but it does. And Brent brought it up. By the way, next week, in front of about 1,000 media members, Kirby Smart goes to the podium. Oh, my goodness. Yes. And again, he said about all he can say over the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know what else he can pull out of left field. He's got to say something.
He's angry. Oh, stop asking about this. We take care of the punishment.
He's used that. They've had, what's the punishment? He doesn't say, we're changing the culture. He's used all of those sound bites. Brent, has he not? And those catch it. I think
what hurts a player the most, I think holding them out when they're healthy. When a player is healthy and you're not practicing, I'm not going to let you lift weights. and you're going to hurt your team. You've already made these decisions to hurt your team, and now you're going to hurt your team anymore because you have to suffer consequences. And you're lucky that you didn't, lose your life or impact somebody else. And I mean, those are the conversations that need to be had because it's what's going to stop it when you're healthy and you can go out and you can compete. And it's like you lost your spot and this other guy is not as good as you too. And we're still going to ride with him because I know he's not going to be a liability off the field.
And again, I just don't think I don't think that was it covered up better 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago?
Yeah, we didn't have social media at this level, that's for sure.
Is that it? Because athletes have been driving at night,
Babe Ruth,
partying.
I guarantee you Babe Ruth was getting after it.
Yeah, but I mean, on college campuses, young athletes have been partying. Now, Babe Ruth's
speaking from experience?
No, Babe Ruth's Model T could only go 21 miles an hour. Maybe that helped. But maybe there's the answer. Put a governor. As long as you play at our university, your automobile has to have a governor. I don't want you going over 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, guys, I'm wondering too, how many teams have a clear cut? Okay, your first arrest, you're missing a game. You get 2 arrests. You're missing what?
Yeah.
3 or 4 games. You get 3 and you're missing half the season.
No, that's lenient.
Is that clear cut anywhere?
Well, there's also issues with timeliness. A lot of times somebody gets arrested and it'll take months to work its way, but it'll get bled down as it'll get if Georgia suspended ETN due to a charged DUI X amount of games, well, 3-4 months later, it gets pled down, so you go, why not?
No, because it's like he still did do. I mean, as a coach, I would still keep the same.
No,
even though great that it gets knocked down to a misdemeanor or whatever.
Says he didn't. Maybe he said no contest or something. I don't know. It's all gray. It's gray areas, man.
It's gray, but as a coach, as a head coach, you have to have a standard, and you can't. I don't care how good the guy is, that they can't listen. Cormani McClain. He is an exact replica of what happens when you pander to everything that the 5-star athlete does, and then they get to a place. I mean, he was going late to practice, and this is in high school. All the things and issues that he had in college at Colorado, he was having even more because he's a 5-star recruit, meal ticket, all this stuff. No one held him accountable. So when it makes, we were saying it makes Deion look bad. No, Deion's like, I don't care how talented you are. If you can't show up and be responsible, because he has a standard. And I just hope, you hope that this kid, Cormani McClain, is going to reset and figure it out. But the X factor in all the places he's been has been what? Himself.
Himself. Rick, can you hang around one more segment? I know we kind of stretched.
He's not doing anything. Do you see him? Look at him.
That guy's busy. That guy's a businessman. That guy's got business, Patrick. Got business.
He does have a business card.
Does he? See,
yeah.
There you go. You got a business card.
I don't have one of those.
You got a business card.
I count that. That counts.
You got business. Brett, hang around. I want to get some FSU talk. We'll spend the rest of the hour talking about Florida State, the ACC. I've got some things to throw in. And then the second hour, stay with us. We've got a lot of NFL talk. My God, the numbers came out. The revenue numbers from last year have leaked out. Oh, my God. They just print money in the NFL. Stay with us. We're talking a lot more college football, some FSU ACC realignment talk with that guy right there, Brent Beard, after this quick timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our community.
Take you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Continue a Sliders Oyster Bar Thursday. We're in studio. We'll be back at Sliders hopefully next week. Kicking off our first week of our happy hour, 4 to 6. Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young right next to me. We've got, I think, Brent Beard as well still for another segment. But, yeah, real quick, we're in studio all week here working out everything, just making sure everything is squared away as we move from midday to the afternoon here, 4 to 6 drive time show Monday through Friday on Action Sports Jacks. Remember, you can catch Brent and Austin midday 10 to 1. They do a super job. They have a fun show, too.
Yeah, they have a great show.
They're trying to be more fun than us. They have a fun show, man.
No, they can't.
Yesterday, they're doing a show Brent Beard, they're sitting in 2 massage chairs doing a show.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great.
Like, man, that's really nice. Really nice.
We need
Brent,
to be in 3 massage chairs.
Yes,
then.
we need it. Brent, let's talk some well, it's controversial stuff, but at least it's not really, really serious.
Yeah.
Florida State, the ACC, the time's a ticking. I'm really leaning toward FSU may shock the world. I think FSU is probably working a deal. I'm leaning toward FSU has 3 partners, and they've been talking to the Big 12. It looks like that's the place that makes the most sense. I think.
Okay, Big 12, huh?
I think we're going to hear FSU, North Carolina, Clemson, and Virginia have knocked on the Big 12's door, and we got some spinoff. But
I'm not mad at that at all.
But man,
I don't hate that.
Brent Beard, the smoke is really billowing right now about Big 12 FSU.
Well, it is, but I think this is only smoke.
Okay.
Look, the Big 12 is not where they need to go. I talked to my source at FSU a little bit ago, and he said, what are they going to do? Give us $70 million? Well, let me throw some numbers at both of you, and you're both good businessmen. You'd understand this. Okay, this looks good that Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, and I don't blame him. He's swinging for the fences. Let's go get who we can get. We're open for business. Well, let's just pretend a minute that, okay, you come join us and we'll give you $70 million. Okay, I've seen the projections for the Big Ten over the next few years. Guys, the Big Ten in the next few years, it's not going to happen immediately, but this is coming, is going to pay every school in that conference $100 million per year. Okay? And that, if they've got a choice, and they do, I think they need, as we've talked throughout the last few months, I think they stay with the Big Ten.
Two things to ponder. A, does the Big Ten want them?
Yes.
They got to want them.
Yes.
And I'm not sure. And B, those numbers, if FSU goes in and or 2, 3, or 4 more go in, that 100 gets cut 4 more ways.
Right.
So, I mean, it's still a lot of money. But
yeah.
what is
the cut in the SEC right now?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's monstrous. And they always change. This one gets a TV deal this year, and then 3 years from now, the other one gets their new. Does the Big Ten want them?
Yeah, I can tell you that. Yes.
They do? You think they do?
Yeah, yes, definitely. The Big Ten wants to be in the state of Florida. That's one thing they really, really want. And they also want to be in the state of Texas. This is why we're hearing this Texas A&M stuff to the Big Ten.
What?
The Big Ten wants to be a national brand.
Well, let me ask you this. I've always wondered, and I've always heard that we want to be in this footprint. We want to be. I'm just going to ask this, and maybe it's the dumbest thing I've ever said, and I've said some dumb things on the air before.
Cover your ears.
If the Big Ten gets Florida State, and they get, as Brent says, they are in the state of Florida, is that going to make more Ohio State fans in Florida watch Ohio State, or were they going to watch Ohio State anymore? What does that really do? By being, we're in Florida, okay. What does that do? I don't know.
Well, I think what it does, it opens up merchandise possibilities in this state that they may not normally have. Now, look, are there Big Ten fans here? Of course there are, but I think that's what's going to happen. Now, again, the Big 12 is right now the number 3 best conference behind the SEC and the Big Ten. And of the ones that Terry mentioned, you got Florida State, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Miami. Now, Notre Dame's not going anywhere right now, guys. They're making too much money on their own. Right. Eventually, they will. The team that really needs to take this deal is Miami. If Miami doesn't do that, Pat, Terry and I have talked about this for years. If Miami doesn't do something soon, the concern here is, are they going to get, I don't want to use this word, but I'm going to use it. Are they going to get trapped in the ACC?
Yeah.
And it will be years before they get out.
Yeah.
So for Miami, I think it's a great move. For Florida State, I just don't think it happens.
I want to go back to Notre Dame. I want to circle back to Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, I think they need to be discussed a little more, because Notre Dame, if the ACC gets blown up, and I think it is, and we look up in the very near future, and the ACC only consists of North Carolina State, Wake Forest, Duke, Virginia Tech,
right.
On and on. Okay, Notre Dame. I'm not saying they're going to the conference, but Notre Dame is not going to stay a football scheduling partner anymore. They're going to go, those 5 games, because Notre Dame cut a deal. It's hard to put a schedule together as Notre Dame because they're an independent.
Yeah.
They don't have 8 games that are plugged in for them.
Yeah.
Notre Dame is going to become a scheduling partner with somebody else. They're not going to stay in that fractured ACC. Brent, do you see where I'm going with that?
Yep.
Is Notre Dame going to call the SEC or the Big Ten and go, hey,
shouldn't they?
We want to be a – so Notre Dame, that hasn't been mentioned much, and I've been wondering –
keep doing what they're doing? Just they can keep
you're
doing
missing my
home and aways at different conferences with different teams, and
you're missing
build up a good schedule.
You're missing my point, though. They have a contractual deal with the ACC, football only. we are a scheduling partner. We're not a member.
Yeah.
But 5 games a year, we're going to play 5 of your teams.
ACC,
and that helps them fill up 12 games. There's only so many independent. They're an independent. They don't have 8 that are plugged in for them. So if it's a fractured ACC, Notre Dame's not going to go, well, we're going to still play. What do you mean we
Boston
don't? We don't.
College.
What do you mean we don't have FSU, Clemson, North Carolina to throw in there?
Yeah.
Won't Notre Dame have to go find a better scheduling partner conference, Brent?
Well, in the logical conference is the Big Ten.
Big Ten, sure.
I mean,
location-wise, yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, and look, they're playing some most teams anyway.
And they would keep USC, the traditional USC rivalry. But yeah, Notre Dame. If the ACC is blown up, Notre Dame's going to go find another scheduling partner conference.
Why doesn't Notre Dame just schedule like 2 games ACC, 2 games Big 12, 2 games SEC, so they can get a little bit of everybody?
Well, that's fine if their 2 games in the ACC include Clemson and FSU. But if Clemson and FSU,
it can make up for if it's only 2 games ACC. It's okay if you're playing a bad, terrible teams, because if you got 2 SEC, 2 Big 12, 2 Big 10, there's a better chance that you're going to have some better talent.
So you're stuck with NC State and Wake Forest. Okay.
All right.
You also Notre Dame. Also, it would be hard as hell to ever stop playing Army and Navy.
Okay.
Well, there's 4.
There's 4 games.
Yeah.
Then you said the rivalry with USC, so that's 5 games.
There's 5. Is Stanford even? They play them some.
Gosh.
They play them some, but I mean,
hopefully not.
The other games, where are they going to come from?
So
Notre
that's 5.
Dame.
So let's say we got 12.
They got 7 more.
So they're going to put 1 weakling game on there, 1 group of 5 game, another one. Well, they got 2, the Army Navy. Then you got 2 Big 12 games. You can put Kansas State and Oklahoma State.
Let me ask you this though: where the Big 12? How many games do? How many? Let's say Big 10. How many times can you jump on Ohio? They don't want to jump on.
Right?
They don't want to jump on the bad team. They don't want to jump on Rutgers' schedule. So is Ohio State going to play them every year along with their hard schedule?
They'd have to play.
Notre Dame's got to find another scheduling partner.
Who's the 4th best? It's always Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. Who's
the
Michigan
Iowa,
Oregon,
now
maybe.
Oregon, those guys. Yeah.
As long as there's like 6, you can.
I got another thing for you, Brent, and you, Patrick. FSU, another chip on their side with this argument that we don't want to pay that crazy number, ACC. If FSU does have 4 teams, including themselves, that they're knocking on doors with, if I'm the ACC, if I'm FSU, I say, let me tell you something, by the way. If you don't want to let us out of this stupid monetary number that's ridiculous, where we land at, if it's the SEC, where we land at, if it's the Big 12, Big 10, we're going to have that conference say, don't schedule your teams. We're not even going to. So who the hell would the ACC then play? We'd say, you're not going to get to schedule any of the teams where we land at in the conference. To pressure the ACC to go, that's fine. If you want to hold our feet to the fire for $500 million or whatever, if we land in the Big Ten, you'll never get to schedule a Big Ten team. Your little Wake Forest and all those guys. I think FSU's got a lot of power in this thing.
Yeah,
a lot of power.
And they can screw it up. Let's remember that too. We're putting them in a position of an advantageous position, but they can always screw it up, Brent.
Well, let me mention a couple of things to what you guys are saying. As far as Notre Dame, the entity they need permission from is their TV contract. That's what Terry was trying to say. I think a few minutes ago. Is TV going to sign off on this? And the other thing, guys, about the ACC is, I think what the ACC is going to do is similar to what the Big 12 is going to do. They're going to get South Florida, they're going to get Memphis, and they're going to get a few teams like that aren't going to raise the meter necessarily that much, but there could be enough interest in there to where that salves some of the wounds until they can figure out what they want to do after FSU and Clemson leave.
Man, I tell you, it's going. I hope it happens by August 15th. It should, right, Brent?
Yeah.
We really think.
Yes. And again, that's the date, guys. August 15th. That they've got to let the ACC know. Otherwise, that they will lose that year and won't be able to announce again until August of next year. So that's what I'm hearing is some announcement.
I don't know if you're with us, Patrick, But we uncover this too. Speaking of media days, SEC next week, ACC the following week. I don't know if this was a coincidence. You know how media days work. The commissioner of each conference leads it off. They have a state of the conference. They speak in front of the big auditorium with all the media guys, and they give a state of the SEC, state of the Big 12. So that's how it happens. You're going to love this, Patrick. When the ACC gets started on the 22nd of this month?
Yeah.
Day one is their commissioner, number one. He'll speak the state of the ACC. The first team up is Florida State. And they're doing this. The conference in Florida State are mortal enemies right now. And somebody said, let's have Florida State. And their coach, Mike Norvelle, will probably go his first stop after the commissioner. He'll be in that room. He'll be in that in the room. So he may be peeking in the door. The FSU contingent.
Oh my gosh.
And the FSU contingent. Can you imagine walking past the ACC contingent in the hallway?
Yeah.
As lawsuits are flying? That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Oh, Brent Beard.
Why wouldn't they make like the first like SMU and Stanford and
tell
whoever
me.
them the first ones, the new teams, coming in the league?
And some of that is those teams actually don't join the conference until August the 1st.
Yeah, good point.
Gotcha. That's weird.
That may have something.
Why was theirs
to do.
August 1st and for the SEC, Texas, Oklahoma, July 1st?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
The funny thing about that is someone asked Jim Phillips, the commissioner of the ACC, said, Jim, why are they waiting until the 1st of August? And Jim Phillips said, well, to be frank with you, I don't know.
Nice. That's what you want your commissioner to say. I don't know. I don't know. Times they are changing, Brent Beard. My goodness. I know we got off of college. We had a lot of college stuff we wanted to go over with you, but man, the Georgia stuff, Brent.
Oh yes,
man.
Yes.
And Kirby Smart is there's no way unless he feigns a sickness. It's hard to get out of that. I mean, Kirby's got to be there next week in front of 1,000 media members all over the country. That, by the way, they're looking now to write college stories. They're looking to start greasing the wheel. They're being told to write this story, shoot this story. That's the same thing as when FSU plays the first game. All the TV guys, all the radio guys, all the streaming guys, all the podcasts, they'll start August 1st. We need a story. We need to start doing this FSU ACC thing. It's going to get dredged and dredged and dredged. Wow. Good stuff, Brent Beard.
Guys, enjoyed it immensely. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. That is Brent Beard, our college guy. Let me set the second hour. We got a lot of good stuff. You and I talked, NFL talk. We talked on this show, on our radio show, back in March, April or so, about the NFL. We're going to get into this hour number 2. The NFL has finally met the microchip era. And it's kind of cool. I want to remind people what's going on and what we didn't even know about microchips in the NFL. You don't want to miss that. It's very interesting. And the NFL numbers, oh my God, the numbers have leaked out. The NFL will put them out soon, but they've leaked out the revenue that the NFL generated. Oh my, Patrick Young, it is just staggering. A couple of the topics we'll get to.
Grease those wheels.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of the NBA, you see their new media rights?
76 billion.
11 years, 76 billion media rights. And one thing that really helps the NBA, they've got a little 1-2. They play a lot of games, and they have small rosters compared to
it does help having smaller rosters.
Baseball and football. I mean, you're
lot.
paying 12 to 13 guys,
Helps
not
so
25 in baseball and 53 or whatever it is. And they have a lot of games.
Yep.
A lot of games. But my goodness, the business of sports is pretty good.
Booming.
Is pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here as we wrap up hour number 1. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you will have the chat box open. However you're consuming this show, whichever platform you're on, feel free to contact us via chat. You can drop us your thoughts, questions, comments about what we've talked about. We'll try and follow them right here on our chat and get that on the air so you can be part of the show. Who are you waving at?
It's our listeners, our viewers.
Where?
They're straight that way.
Camera.
That
That's
camera.
our normal camera. That camera.
Yep.
Let's go to break on that camera. Young and Norvelle comes back. It is a Thursday edition presented by Sliders Oyster Bar. Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
True. This could be piling on as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle show here on a Thursday. I want to thank Sliders Oyster Bar. We're normally sitting on the patio doing our show. We'll be back there next Thursday. We'll be at all of our locations starting next week. Looking forward to that. But we're working out the kinks here on our new afternoon time as we've moved to a 4 to 6 happy hour. So want to always thank Sliders, and they've been gracious. All of our locations have been gracious to let us kind of be in the studio this week to work things out. Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young, Zach producing. Brent Beard just texted me, and I'm sorry that I haven't gotten into this, time to. Did you see this text? Brent Beard just texted me and said, Georgia freshman Dweller Jones, I don't know who that is, reportedly racing alongside Small Mondin. Good grief. So there might have been another Georgia player involved. Let's get off that, though, for a while. I think we've hit that, and it's going to be a huge topic.
Yeah.
The Georgia reckless driving situation that just
When
doesn't
do the Olympics start?
Late July.
Okay.
July.
All right. Almost there. Can't wait for that.
NFL, you and I talked about this.
Oh, yeah.
We found this story 5 or 6 months ago, and we had it on, and I'm bringing it back up. I saw it again, and it's going to really be in the middle of everything, Patrick, because of preseason's right around the corner, right? Preseason's right around the corner, and for people that don't know, the NFL has been really, really working on finding technology to get rid of 2 poles and a chain to tell you it's a first down or not. That is so archaic.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. As modern as the National Football League is, and as modern as everything that they do, to measure first downs, they still have 2 guys holding aluminum poles connected by a 10-yard chain, which is barbaric. So they've really been working.
We're fighting for their lives sometimes.
Yes.
Scrambling for their lives.
They're working on technology. They're going to try it out during the preseason this year. And I think it was Troy Vincent, one of the head honchos of the Players Association. He said, hey, it's been getting worked on, and it probably will be implemented in 2025. But in the same story, Patrick, I don't know if you remember this. The NFL mentioned that they have had chips inside footballs for a couple of years. Just kind of testing stuff. And they don't have to tell anybody, right? But they've been messing around with microchips in footballs. And they're also, and we really don't know what the technology is with the first down, but it's laser type stuff.
Something
so the
that
NFL
it will be able to like pinpoint directly, say, where the furthest position was.
Just get rid of the 2 poles and a chain, which it's got to happen at some point. I mean, we send space probes as far as we can, and we're still sending 2 old guys holding poles, right? But the NFL, I thought it was really neat. The NFL, during this report we saw months ago, we talked about it. They said, oh, yeah, we've been installing chips in footballs and experimenting, right? And they can do what they want. It's their game.
Right.
But isn't that kind of neat?
Yeah, that is cool.
And watch, these will be big stories.
Is there anything else that you think it needs a major change like that? That's like, oh man, I can't believe we're still doing that.
There's not a lot left that you go, wow. They start lasering goal lines and stuff. But the football, the chip in the football, everybody's talked about that for 20, 30 years. But the chip in the football, I think, if they can perfect it, you got to perfect it.
Right.
Opens up a lot of grids and right.
I mean, just when the teams are going for 4th and goal and 4th and inches and all that stuff, it's so hard when they pile up to know exactly, for those officials to know exactly where they are.
One of our guys says that he may show up to one of our live shows on Wednesdays. A lot of people like the Wednesday shows. That's interesting. We're at Twin Peaks. It's interesting, though. A lot of people have always said the NFL should work on microchip and this and that. The NFL has been messing around with that for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Have been messing around. All right, NFL numbers, Patrick. Unbelievable. These numbers have popped out, and the NFL will make it public, but they slipped out a little bit. The NFL, if you add up all their media rights, last year it totaled $13 billion. Up from like 12. Another billion if you added it all up. How about this? Every team now, every franchise in the NFL, all 32, the lowest valuation is at least $4 billion. Wow. Every franchise is valued now at a minimum of $4 billion.
Okay.
A little perspective for you. 93, I guess, when Weaver had to stroke his check to get the franchise here. Started playing in 95, but he had to stroke the check. $140 million.
Wow.
2012 or whenever Shad Khan bought it from Wayne Weaver's company, $750-ish million. And you know that Khan's investment now is at least worth $4 billion.
Yeah.
$750 million.
He's made his money back.
$4 billion. Every franchise, $4 billion. And the handout. Remember we talked about
You got highest, lowest?
I don't have it all broken down.
I'm sure we'll get that.
Too lazy. But the annual check, we talk about every year.
It was 323.
It was
320, something like that before.
333, 323. That all 32 get handed out from the media rights every year. That's the first start. They are handed that, okay? That now, according to these numbers that have come out, because of the new boost, each franchise was handed a little over $400 million. To put it in perspective, your salary cap is 220-ish, somewhere around there. Don't quote me.
Okay.
Okay, so that pays all you. So if I hand you Shad Khan, for instance, here's $400 million. That's your first check at the beginning of the year. They hand it all out. All 32 got that.
Salary cap's taken care of.
Salary. You've paid all of your players and got another $200 million for operational expenses.
Yeah.
And then that's not counting all the other revenue that comes in.
Right.
That's the media rights.
TV media rights, yeah. That's nothing to do with sales in the stadium.
Ungodly. And where's it end? They just print money.
Where's it end?
You talk about
when the NFL no longer exists.
You talk about it takes money to make money, but gosh, if you've got the money and you've got the timing down where you can get in that club, because there's got to be a franchise available.
Yeah.
There's got to be a franchise available. You can't lose. If you've got to have the money and there's got to be an opening.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that almost as guaranteed?
But I mean, is these numbers keep going up? Who are? I mean, that circle's only getting smaller.
Well, remember the story we had a couple of weeks ago. The NFL let it be known that they're talking about and researching possibly going to what venture capital. I don't know what the phrasing is, but
equity groups,
equity capital groups now
to split it up
as ownership, which they never have done. Had to be an individual.
Yeah.
Well, for the reason of what you said, the NFL, the valuation is so high. There's only so many people on the planet that can afford your product.
And if they don't want to buy a team, or
you got to go to a consortium, kind of an equity firm. Yeah. But that's one little negative. They've run out of. I mean, there aren't a lot of.
Why wouldn't a company like Northwestern Mutual or like J.P. Morgan just try to own the team?
I don't know. You also wonder. Wow, 10% equity. You also want. I don't know if you were a franchise like for instance years ago, George Steinbrenner. I think I've got this right. George Steinbrenner bought the Yankees from CBS.
Okay. Wow.
CBS owned the Yankees at one point.
What?
Yeah. Now,
wow.
If you're a business. Like, would you be worried if you bought one franchise and you would tick off fans of other franchises that might not buy your product? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out. I'm not going to use Aflac as my insurance because they own the Jets, and I hate the Jets. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out.
No matter what anybody ever does, whatever decision, you're never gonna have a 100% approval rating. So
no, but the numbers,
the risk, are you willing to take the? But obviously, as what you're just showing, if you get in the game, it's a guaranteed positive investment, even if you're so it's like. The Arizona Cardinals were awful last year, as were the Carolina Panthers. They're still valued at a minimum of $4
which
billion,
kind of is
and they got that $400 million check,
which kind of is a spinoff of that whole.
How much
what makes a good owner?
What are the expenses on average?
Look it up on your fancy iPhone doesn't get internet in here.
Wow.
I've got internet on this iPhone.
Yeah,
I've got Wi-Fi. I have an Android.
Wi-Fi.
It's kicking your butt though.
You're on Wi-Fi.
So the
Zach, where you at, man?
Yeah, I was actually going to look. The NFL salary cap for this season would be $255.4 million per team.
Was that last year's salary cap? Or
that'll be the 2024 season.
That's so high.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Carolina Panthers a couple of seasons ago, they got sold for $2.2 billion. So we could potentially pool our money together and buy the Carolina Panthers for the low price. I mean, the value's probably going down since then. I don't even know. Of like $2.25 million maybe.
So how about that? You've got $150 million of operating expense after you paid all your players out of your media cut check.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you love to see that electric wire? Or I don't think is it a golf check? $402 million. Is that one of those big golf checks, or is it
that's a right there.
That might be the way that they throw that down, is with the golf check style, like a Happy Gilmore style. Yeah,
that'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be great. You know who could afford it? Those guys in Office Space. Remember, they figured out if you could just grab that 0.0001 cent that dangles out there of every You guys didn't see Office Space, the movie.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Kills
that
the
was
story.
that was his scheme, that he gets just
Kills the story.
0.001% of every transaction.
You've never seen the great movie Office Space? Comedy is hilarious. As Zach just said, the premise is these are just guys, ham and eggers at a ham and egger job. Everybody USA. Oh, punch in, punch out. They're 30-year-old guys. They're just, what are we going to do the rest of our life? So they get thinking, and they come up with this idea. They discover that every swipe around the world, there's there's a billion swipes a day around the world or whatever. This movie was made a while ago, but literally there's a billion swipes a day, and mathematically and electronically, every transaction can't be rounded off perfect. I'm kind of paraphrasing, not really talking about. There's always like a dangling 0.0001 penny that's just hanging out there. We're just going to grab it. We're grabbing it. And they did, right, Zach?
Yeah, it's like a digital version of Hungry Hippos. You just got to just reach out there and get it, and
Yes.
somehow it works. And I mean,
And they were raking in the money, but they finally got caught, right?
yeah, because it's all made up and the points don't matter. And
The funniest
right.
clip, and I don't know, I'm not going to put you on the spot here. I don't know
Oh,
if
man.
I don't know if you can get in the internet and YouTube and find, if you could find the cut from that movie. Jennifer Aniston is the female, the beautiful female lead in this movie. She's talking to the guy, one of the guys, her boyfriend, who's the man, and she starts asking him about, and he starts explaining the 0.00. Zach, is there any way you could find that?
I can get on it.
I think I remember you playing.
We played that one time.
You played that one time on the radio show.
I'll tie it to the Jaguars. You know why we played it way back when we were on radio? Because the Jaguar guy got caught stealing all the money. Yeah. Remember the office guy for the Jaguars?
God, yeah, the guy, he was a really bad DraftKings gambler.
Yes, he got caught skimming money from the Jaguars.
Right.
Is why we were talking about it and played it. Oh, it's so funny. Zach, how long will it take you to get there?
Everything always comes back to the Jaguars. I'll be honest, I really barely have any idea what I'm doing back here.
Okay,
it could
so we-
take anywhere between 30 seconds and 30 years. I really don't know.
Okay, well,
So you can-
that's actually a good tease. We'll take a break, and can Zach find the cut? Can Zach be the producer of the year? Think he can?
We'll see.
Find out. We'll come back. It's a Thursday edition of the
Put
Young and
money on
Norvelle
it?
Show.
Gamble? Wanna gamble?
I'll put 0.00001 cent on it.
Think you can make that shot?
Um,
a little ball.
Do we have a basketball?
You think you can make it?
Do we have a basketball?
I think you have no.
Without a basketball? No, I don't think I can make it. Where's it at? Can we say? No, we just.
Oh,
missed
we
it.
got. It's
We're just missing it.
somewhere. We'll get
There's a
something.
basketball I see that's bigger than the hoop. I don't like my chances. That's like the fair. Oh, there's a hoop next to
I
it.
think you can go in there, but it's
No, I'm talking
really
about your
tight.
basket. It'd be a little tough
Yeah,
to
you
put
can't
that
do it.
ball
No,
in that
yeah,
basket.
that's not gonna happen.
Let's take a break, see if Zach can get it done on the other side. Jennifer Aniston possibly making a audio appearance on the show. Don't go away. Thursday edition presented by Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meet, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
All right, here we go. Got a little baseball to get out here. Wow, this Paul Skeens story. This guy has taken over Major League Baseball. He of the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, the first pick last year for the Pirates. In a getaway game today, Pittsburgh was playing Milwaukee. The Pirates defeat Milwaukee 1-0. That's not the whole story, though. Paul Skeens got the start. Paul Skeens went 7 complete innings, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, obviously, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. He was pulled out after the 7th complete inning. He had thrown 99 pitches, had a no-hitter going. And, Patrick, you made a good point. If he hadn't walked a guy, I don't think there were any errors. It probably a perfect game going if he didn't hit anybody or error. Oh yeah, there was a hit. There was a hit by pitch. So.
If somebody can in the chat, explain to me the science or why. Yes, I understand he's a young guy, and you don't wear these guys out, but why would you take him out?
Yeah, they've got
instead of letting them finish the game.
I mean,
it's great. He gets the win.
He did get the win. It was 1-0 game. He got the win. Paul Skeens is now 6-0. He's got to be the starter, and it times out well, right? Because to be the starter, you got to kind of time out well. You might his last start might have been Saturday, and there's not enough days between that and Tuesday.
Right.
But today's Thursday. He won't pitch Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Got you. Okay.
Tuesday he could go.
And then what you get 1 inning, typically in the All-Star game 1-2.
Typically they try and give a lot, but man, Paul Skeens, what a story in Major League Baseball. 1 of a million. Baseball has had a resurgence the last couple of years. How about that, Pat? Before we get to some other topics, we were kind of kidding around about the Office Space and the .0006 of a penny. And so here is, I think his name's Rob Livingston. You've seen him. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was the star of Office Space. This movie was out 25 years ago, 20 years ago. And here he is riding in the car. You get the audio. He's riding in the car, talking to his girlfriend, who's Jennifer Aniston, trying to explain that, no, we're really not stealing. It's just dangling money in a transaction that sits out there to the tune of 1 billion times a day. We're just scooping it up. Nobody knows it's there. Nobody's going to miss it. Zach, go ahead if we've got it.
All right, so when the subroutine compounds the interest, right, it uses all these extra decimal places
I don't hear
that
that.
just get rounded off. So we simplified the whole thing, and we round them all down and just drop the remainder into an account that we opened.
Let us know when it's
So
over.
you're stealing. No, you don't understand. It's very complicated. It's aggregate, so I'm talking about fractions of a penny here, and over time, they add up to a lot.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna make a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's not yours?
Well, it becomes ours.
How is that not stealing?
I'm acting like I'm hearing that, but supposedly everybody else could hear that. Can you let us know on the chat line if you can chat us on the platform you're watching? Let us know, did you hear that? But basically, he explains to Jennifer Aniston, like I've been saying, right? It's just dangling. Nobody misses it. And she says, okay, so you and your friends have devised a plan to grab money. And yes, they say they could hear that. Plus, we've got I believe in Zach during the break. Now, that might be from Danny Rothrock, who might be related. That can't be.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the last name. I don't know her at all.
That
definitely
can't be
not
another.
my wife.
There's not another.
Yeah, definitely not my wife making that comment.
Hey,
I don't know that other Rothrock at all.
Oh, wasn't he talking about his wife yesterday? Wasn't he?
There can't be another Rothrock in this world. It's got to be one of yours.
Yeah,
right?
that potentially. Yeah, she is my wife. Actually,
but did you get to hear the clip, Zach? Because Aniston basically says, okay, to her boyfriend, so y'all are gathering up money that doesn't belong to you, but you're taking it. Exactly. How's that not stealing? Because he's telling her it's not stealing.
Oh, yeah. How's it not stealing?
Yeah,
how's that not stealing?
It's just like digital fake money that no one would have. It's a victimless, not even a crime. It's just a victimless activity.
It's just dangling. Nobody knows.
How'd they get caught?
Nobody's missing it. I can't remember how they got caught. It was a comedy.
It's on Hulu. I just saw I can watch it.
It's funny. Isn't it a funny movie?
Oh yeah,
7.6.
Probably 25 years old at this point.
Well, I respect that.
But it is a funny movie. It really is. Paul Skeens. I mean, Zach, I don't know how much of a baseball guy you are, but
oh yeah, I actually am a fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Believe it or not.
Really?
They do
That's
have
awesome,
fans
man.
out there.
Now, are you worried like most Pirates? Oh, all we're doing is renting him for about 2 years.
Yeah, I mean,
until his contract comes up,
obviously
and
gonna
the
be
Yankees or
playing for the New
Dodgers
York
grab him.
Yankees. Yeah, Dodgers, Yankees, one of those. Yeah, 100%. I'm just kind of trying to enjoy it while he's there.
Please not the Yankees. They're gonna make him cut his mustache.
Oh, honestly, that's a decent point. That could sway him to sign with the Dodgers.
Dude, he can't get rid of the stash.
No, you can't. No, Livy Dunn probably would not allow that. But yeah, I mean, he just goes out there. I believe he just set a record for consecutive starts with 7+ strikeouts today.
Wow. I think so. Yeah.
They pulled him after the 7th, and he had 7 no-hit innings. The guy just goes out there and just throws heat as hard and fast as he can for as long as he can.
But I mean, he's got other pitches. He's got a curveball.
Yeah, he's got a splinker, which
he
is
calls
a splitter
it
and a sinker mix.
Sinker split.
Yeah.
But what a story. He's got to start, right? You've got to start him in the All-Star game. The National League guys. They got to start him.
Yeah, that's what people are tuning in for.
And like I told Patrick, it timed out well. A lot of times it doesn't time out well because the Pirates, yes, they're a team in Major League Baseball and the All-Star game is big, but they're not going to say, well, let's hold. 3 weeks ago, they're not going to say, let's start holding him back so he can have 5 days before the Tuesday, right? A lot of times you'll have the star pitcher because Major League Baseball will play through Sunday. Then they all take off Monday. The ones that have to go to the All-Star game fly Monday. They play Tuesday. A lot of times your ace pitcher that's the best pitcher in baseball, his schedule started Sunday. Well, then he's done.
Yeah.
He goes to the game and he waves and gets introduced, but he doesn't play.
Right.
This timed out perfect.
Yeah.
Right? 5 days from now, it'll be his next start.
Yeah,
and he'll throw 1 inning, and that won't screw him up. He could. They all take the next day off because you got to let the All-Star guys travel back. So he could even start his next, Friday or Wednesday.
What's their record? Are they competitive?
They're not bad. I just saw it.
I think they're like 6 games out, maybe out of first, something like that.
Okay.
And they're quasi in the wild card.
They have no hitting though.
They're 45 and They're 45 and 40.
Soto.
They're 45 and 48. But they're in the wild card. Nobody thought the Pirates were going to have this kind of record. Normally, they're 31 and 50 something.
Yeah.
Speaking of record, did you see the Phillies just won their 60th game of the first half? 60, and they've roughed up the Dodgers 2 in a row.
Yeah. They got them again tonight, right?
Yeah. 60. They're on pace now. The All-Star break, you kind of call it the halfway point. It's not exactly numerically. It's always. They're into their 90th game now.
Okay.
Obviously, halfway would be 81. 81's
right.
162. So, but 60 wins already, and they've got 3 or 4 more games left before the first.
That's big time.
I mean, they're looking at 105, 110 wins unless something goes crazy, right? Man,
I mean, yeah, most likely it feels like they're
good, man.
They got the hitting.
They're grizzled.
Yeah.
They're
you just don't want to fizzle out, at the wrong time. A team that's
but man, if you follow baseball, if anybody follows baseball, I think baseball more than any other sport, even though it's not the most physical sport. 162 games.
Dude.
Boy, the injury bug is so big in baseball because you're going to have, in a 162 game season over 6 months, basically, you're going to have 3 or 4 of these. Man, we're healthy right now. Oh, no. What a terrible 10 games that's been. We're healthy again. That injury bug determines baseball a lot. A lot. What are you looking at?
Mr. Norvelle, your monster hair is sweet.
Nice. That's a pick at my, what do you call it? Widow's peak. Thanks, my man. I can't control it. Talk to the maker, but it works. Hey, it works. All I got, man. Hey, if you knew how old I am, and if you knew the percentage of people, guys my age, that don't have hair.
I know, right?
I mean, I have a lot of my buddies go, "You son of a gun." What? I'm like, dude. That means I live a clean life. If you're at my age and you still got hair, that means
you live a clean life.
I'm a clean, sweet human being.
I don't know. I haven't heard that one yet.
I'm not so sure that is necessarily the deciding factor on whether or not.
Zach,
you keep
how about
your hair.
this? Why don't you shut your filthy mouth? Okay.
I'm just trying to. Trying to understand. I do want to maintain my hair as I reach the golden age in which you have. Reached.
That's a lot of hair for a 39-year-old guy.
Golden Bachelor.
What?
We got the Golden Bachelor, ladies and gentlemen.
What is the gold? I know that's a different one. What is the Golden Bachelor?
Just an older.
Oh, is that what that
Bachelor?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's like it's for people that are your age to go and have a bachelor type.
Shut your filthy mouth. Where were we going before this? We went to Paul Skeens. We teased something.
Ageism.
Both of you. Zip it.
The young and the old show. Sorry.
You brought up something the other day, and I thought it was kind of cool, and we didn't stay on it, and we should have. You brought up, and it normally happens when they hit doubles, not so much singles or even triples or home runs, and now it's a thing, the baseball pose. The pose, they all have to do something, and it's now in the high school level, it's at the Little League level, college level,
Yeah, there's something that they do.
And it's a thing now.
Yeah.
But have you noticed it's normally the doubles? For some
Yeah,
guys,
normally doubles, yep.
They don't really do it singles, or they don't hit a lot of triples.
They hit a lot of triples.
And home runs, they don't do it. Now, to be fair, the batters, it's kind of a thing now. It's kind of understood that you can do that. The batters better be careful. Don't bitch if the pitchers start doing some animation. They punch you out and they, hey, don't get mad at the pitcher if he does stuff.
True that.
If the pitcher does a little, But I like that. I kind of like
if they do a little like they hose you, like they got a little hose in their hands.
Burn
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but have you noticed it's become a thing now? It's kind of accepted. Guy hits second base, and it's cool if they. I mean, it's okay.
I'd like the little cat and mouse there if a pitcher was starting doing something and it's getting guys annoyed. Anything you can do to get in your teammates' heads.
David, who was saying he liked the widow's peak, says, "I'm bald too." LOL.
I am bald.
Attaboy. Well, wait a minute. You're implying that I'm. Wait a minute. He said I am bald. Well, he's not implying that I am.
No.
I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. Pat, let me see how that hair is receding a little bit.
No, mine's great.
Your pop? I can't remember.
My dad. No, my dad's not bald. No.
Is he not? No, he's got some lettuce up there.
He's got some lettuce.
Nice.
Got some hippie lettuce up there.
No, not hippie lettuce.
Hippie lettuce.
What was the story? Who? Oh, NCAA. So they're not testing. They're not banning and testing, giving you trouble for pot anymore when they test.
Scotty Wilbekin would have been fine.
Whoa! What are you saying?
Everyone knows.
Scotty.
So I wonder. Yeah, I guess you're still going to be doing drug tests, but
yeah, but now the NCAA said if you're traced with cannabis, it's not a punishable substance anymore. And they said anyone that might be sitting out right now,
you're eligible.
You're almost like the governor called, and you're out of jail.
That's awesome.
Out of jail.
Good for them.
Yeah. How about that? I guess I've never really been much of. Oh, well, where are we at? We got one more break, 2 more breaks. Does it matter? What are we doing here? 2 more? 1 more? I've never been a pot smoker.
I think one more break. Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep this segment a little bit.
That's good.
I wasn't sure if we went over or before. It's hard driving the whole show. Have you noticed that? And being the brains. What are you laughing at, man? Everybody knows. And being the looks.
I'm the
looks, the brains, and the driver.
You know what I do? I'm President Trumping you right now and letting Joe Biden just speak. Because you're digging yourself in a hole right here.
You know what? I'm gonna get out of the hole, and a lot of people don't know this, but I'm gonna say
even though Trump speaks a lot too.
A lot of people don't know this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Speaking of being the brains, I graduated from a private institution of higher and learning. I like to call it the Harvard of the South, Jacksonville University. I probably never told you that. Did you even know I graduated from JU? A private school, smart people, fancy people. Okay. So I'm bringing the brains, the looks, and I'm driving the show. That's all I'm doing.
What happened to you?
That's all I'm doing, Patrick. What else do you want me to do?
Why are you here?
Huh? You want me to juggle while I'm doing the show?
Yeah.
I do everything else.
Do something else.
My back hurts. Been carrying you, man. I need a chiro, man. I need a chiropractor.
So I'm the one setting the screens, and I'm doing the dirty work.
Yes, you are.
And you're just looking. Oh no, you're doing the dirty work, and I just get to look good.
No, I'm the looks too. I'm the looks. I'm the looks of this show. I'm the looks of this show.
Why don't you take this confidence? Why didn't you take this level of confidence to Crab Leg Lady?
Let's don't talk about her. Wow. How did
I let
her
I now
by?
Realize what it is.
What?
Because she was eating.
I'm too good looking?
No.
I'm intimidating?
Yeah, because she was eating seafood.
All right, let's get off. Stop.
Crossed her off your list.
Patrick. Shh. Good Lord.
Inside. This is a save a Sliders Oyster Thursday, where normally we're going to be on site, but we just want you to know that the best seafood in town is brought to you by Sliders Oyster Bar.
Nice job.
Seafood is brought in from the best, freshest, delicious Safe Harbor.
From the boat to your plate.
From the boat to your plate.
Do you know how close Safe Harbor is to the ocean? I mean, that and where the seafood comes.
What's your favorite seafood?
And by the way, I like it all. I normally get one of each. By the way, when we're at Sliders, and you can vouch for this, Patrick.
I love lobster.
Patrick.
Lobster.
Patrick, listen.
Yo,
to
there's
me.
this place in Charlotte. It's the first time I ever had it. Look at you, getting all nervous doing all things.
I am not. What?
Oh man, they have this fried lobster appetizer. Oh my gosh.
Where's it at?
It's in Charlotte.
Sliders, you should have said. Sliders Oyster Bar.
Sliders. You need to put some fried oyster or
now,
some fried lobster on the menu.
You can vouch for this.
Goodness
you know
gracious.
When we're at Sliders, and you know their back parking lot where we park at. Admit it. I bet you
that van,
9 out of every 10 times the Safe Harbor delivery truck is always there, meaning it's coming right off the boat.
Yep.
Right to Safe Harbor, right to your plate.
Yep. I think the Wooten family, they're considering, with all the great stuff happening in Jacksonville downtown, potentially opening up something downtown.
Really?
Who knows, man?
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, anything that they got going, I'd be a part of.
You sound like me. I'm good at spending other people's money. Hey, let's go open up downtown.
They should do it. I wouldn't have to drive so far.
My man says started shaving his head at 40-ish. Wife said I had a nice head. Make of that what you want. Ooh,
wow.
Ooh, hey, whoa. Gosh darn. I tell you, when you turn this show over to anybody, pre-read.
We got the company you keep.
We got a pre-read, and our producer should be in there deleting some stuff, but I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's in there.
I don't know.
I thought that was a nice comment to add to the show.
Do they call that like a double entendre or something? What do they call that?
A double entendre.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
That is a double.
Now,
Twin Peaks definitely is a double entendre for sure.
Patrick, you're not serious. During
I'm
the
so
break,
serious.
I want you to hear this, Zach. What did you say? The commercials were playing and Twin Peaks was in the rotation. And what did you say during the break?
I finally get it. I was like, Twin Peaks.
Zach.
Honestly, I didn't.
He didn't put two and two together.
I don't understand what he meant by that.
Even looking at the logo, I'm like, what the heck, Pat? How did you not get that?
You didn't put two and two together.
I'm still oblivious. I still don't get it.
Well, I'm Italian.
Down.
I'm Italian. I talk with my hands.
Down.
So I'm Italian.
Yeah,
Norvelle. You didn't put two and two together. That's the international sign.
That's
for
four.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Two and two
I
together.
can do that.
Harvard of the South.
Yeah.
Man. Can't count.
Let me just kind of give a.
So, do you think?
Here's a visual of how this show's gone.
Krasnyberg?
Brent Beard.
Why did Jaylen Brown not get selected for?
He ain't happy, is he?
Oh no, I don't get it.
He's not happy. Did you see Team USA? Decent little performance. They, a little sloppy
beat Team
early.
Canada, of course.
A little sloppy early.
Yeah, but they're going to play defense.
The best player on the team was on the bench. Didn't start, but he scored 13.
Anthony Edwards.
I like Anthony Edwards. He's a little brash, and I've said this before. Jordan, Bird, LeBron, and these guys. You don't really have to say you're the best. I'm the go-to guy. You are that. But he's young, and I like him though. Don't you? He's got. That,
I love him. I'm a huge fan.
I like his game, but I kind of like his. Fan. He's got a little moxie to him, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
Now, does he have enough? And he's young. This is to be determined. Does he have? He's got the game, I think. Does he have the other stuff to morph into the face of the NBA?
Like what?
You've got that charisma. You've got that natural. People want to be around you. Jordan had it. Magic Johnson had it. They have the game.
He seems like it.
I think he does. I think it's in there somewhere.
And he'll get older and he's not like Ja Morant with all the dancing and the nonsense. Like he is, in his own way, personality and confidence, but it's not. I don't take it off it. I mean, he was arrogant coming into that series with the Mavs, and you guys showed up. But it seems like it doesn't take much for his confidence to get right back up. Because he's a really. I mean, gosh,
fun guy.
He move. I love the way he moves.
Quick.
Guys don't move like he
does. I know they're all athletic.
So quick.
He's quick and
he's cat-like for sure.
And I think all those just quick scorer guys, they've got that little bit of edge to him. He's got that edge to him. I think it's a good edge. I think it's a good edge. Georgia Bulldog, by the way.
Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah, one and done, wasn't he? He was a one and done. All right, Patrick, stop talking. I got this sign. I got this. Look, I got that. Yeah, got a break. Too much talk. Let's go to break here on a Thursday. I want to thank Sliders Oyster Bar for helping us with this transition. They're always there supporting our show as we've moved it to a happy hour. Also, want to thank our awesome Action Sports Jax streaming channel that we're on now. Real proud of everything that has been put together. 6A to 6P. You're going to love the programming, and we're working on 24 hours. One segment left. Stay with us. Give us a chat if you've got something to say. We'd love to hear it here on the Young and Norvelle Show.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Here been a fun Thursday edition here of the Young and Norvelle Show. Of course, we want to thank our Thursday sponsor, location sponsor. We're normally, and we'll be back on Thursday of next week down at Sliders Oyster Bar. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood, the best, the freshest seafood. They prepare it to your specifications. Just a fun place too. They've always got entertainment going on, fun vibe. The Oyster Bar, which they're famous for, the full service liquor bar. Just fun. It's just a fun hangout down at Sliders. I'm down there a lot, and we appreciate them supporting us. Tomorrow, we'll be back in studio. We're wrapping up our first week here. Our Fridays are brought to you by Bricks Jack's Beach. We spend a lot of Fridays down there. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, Zach producing here. Remember, Brent and Austin in the morning, 10 a.m. to 1, right here, our wonderful midday show. Those guys are always up to something crazy as well. We were talking during the break. We probably don't have time to get deep into it. I've tried to get to it. With regard to the Jaguars, and certainly we'll all talk about what we think, how they're going to perform, and what we think their record might be. That's late summer talk. I tend to lean toward the national guys. If you have followed the last month or so, NFL talk is everybody's put out there who's got the best position units of offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, quarterbacks, all the 7 units I think there are. The national perception is not good with the Jaguars. Most of your articles rating who's got this, they don't even have the Jags in the top 10 of any position unit. When I say position unit, offensive line, quarterback, running backs, receivers, defensive line, linebackers, safety. It's kind of 7 units.
As far as like the whole unit of,
yes.
Not top 10 in any of those, huh?
Really don't. This is going to be controversial. I'm not a controversial broadcaster. I tell you what I think. I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm in between sometime. Let's see if I can explain it this way. If the 2023 Jaguars, last year's Jaguars team, played the 2024 Jaguars, this coming year's Jaguar team, I think 2023 would win. I don't think the Jaguars got better. I don't like a lot of the stuff they did. I don't think they got better than last year. What say you, Patrick Young and or Zach?
I'm trying to keep receipts here so we can, but in a good way. No, because you could be dead on. We look back and
I hope y'all are all laughing at me.
I hope you're wrong.
I
hope so.
I don't think they improved.
Well, they've been a few changes that I like a little bit. In particular, moving on from Calvin Ridley. I never really was a big fan of that signing. And Gabe Davis. I don't really like him significantly more than Calvin Ridley, but I do like how he's more complimentary with Christian Kirk. To me, I felt like Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley did a lot of the same things, whereas Gabe Davis can be more of a deep threat. But I think what could potentially be more concerning for the Jaguars, though, is if you pose that same question Would the 2024 version of the Texans beat the 2023 version? They definitely would.
Ooh, yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts 2024 version, they potentially will with the help of Anthony Richardson. The Texans loading up with Daniil Hunter, Joe Mixon, and Stephon Diggs, and then also
I forgot that's where he went.
And then also the force multiplier of C.J. Stroud going into his second season with a full off season. I mean, I think that is really more concerning. Whereas like the Jaguars, they're a big issue for them. Allegedly, people say that it's because Trevor Lawrence was battling through injury last year. So if that is true, they could potentially improve just by having a healthy Trevor Lawrence back. And that could be the way that they are better in 2024 than 23.
But can we put a blame on the O-line not being good enough for some of those injuries?
100%.
For some of those injuries?
I think the offensive line is going to be a disaster. Absolutely.
They didn't do a lot to improve it. That's a legitimate.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now, Zach, your thoughts. I think 2023 Jaguars would beat 2024. I'm not real high on the Jaguars.
Not the last.
I'm a lot more like the national guys than the fluffy local guys.
24 Jags will beat last 7 games of 23 Jags. Whatever that was.
Yeah.
But at their top,
and we got plenty to talk about, time to talk about this, but your thought, things you like, don't like.
The biggest thing is interior line on both sides. That's without a doubt. I don't think that on the defensive side that they got better. You know, they are hoping that
Armstead.
1 year longer is going to make Trayvon Walker and it could be. You know, that'd be a great thing if that part of the game for the Jags improves. That means keeping us in games longer, allowing the defense not to be on the field as long. Because if you can get pressure and get sacks, get hurries, it's only going to obviously put more pressure on. You can't let those quarterbacks get comfortable. In the offensive side, I don't know. Hopefully for Anton Harrison, getting a year older actually does, because he got a lot of experience.
He did. He sure did.
Having a veteran center, I just pray that some of his experience and habits are going to rub off on guys. But at his age, I'm not blown away. I know you're not blown away by and don't believe that he's going to be a huge difference for our offensive line, having a new center.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
And we'll talk about this a lot. My overall thoughts, I'll start with the free agency. Obviously, they drafted a receiver in the first round, and they had a free agent signing with Gabe Davis. The 2 free agent moves they made, what I don't like is they went out and got 30-year-old legs.
Yeah.
I mean, Morris is a 10-year guy. To me, he's just the center from Buffalo. The NFL is a young man's game. Yeah. The NFL is you need 20-year-old legs.
Yeah.
I think Morse was decent in his prime, probably. He's now 31, 32 years old. I don't like that. Eric Armstead is the exact same thing. Eric Armstead, they went out. Their 2 big line of scrimmage acquisitions are in their 30s. The NFL is a young man's game. That worries me. Put Trevor aside because quarterback's one position. I do like the unit. I like is the defensive line, though. I think.
Oh yeah.
And they've finally decided, I think correctly, they're going to have Walker with his hand down. He's not a stand up off the line.
That's a good.
He wasn't that at Georgia. I don't like the receiving core.
He doesn't have the bend like you look at Aiden Hutchinson off that edge,
or
even like a T.J. Watt. Gosh, those guys.
I think Calvin Ridley is better than anything they've got by far. Their receivers,
I don't know.
I think their receivers are average. I think their offensive line's potentially a mess. You look at guys, Barch, Ezra Cleveland, Walker Little, probably a backup, but those guys.
I think my biggest concern is their secondary. I don't think secondary's gotten worse for sure.
Oh yeah,
I'll get there.
They've gotten worse.
Those offensive line guys are just guys that are 1 year older. Ezra Cleveland is who the hell is Ezra Cleveland? He's 1 year older. Ben Barch has been here 1,000 years. I think Shatley's still around. I mean, what is Shatley other than a year older?
Yeah.
Walker Little. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. This is his 3rd or 4th year.
Yeah.
The linebackers. I know Lewican makes a bunch of tackles.
Yeah. We'll love to see
Devin Lloyd, Chad Muma.
Who's our guy that got hurt?
These are now just guys.
Who's our rookie that got hurt last year from the Gators?
Ventrell Miller.
Miller, yeah.
But I mean, Muma and these guys, they're just guys. They've been in the league 3 and 4 years. And the secondary, I think, is way worse. I mean, Ronald Darby and these guys. Darius Williams, losing him, I think, hurts.
What in the world?
Yeah. I think last year's team was better than this year's team. I'm not high on
Sean Jenkins is gone too, right?
Yeah. Jenkins is gone. Darius Williams is gone. I'm not high on the Jags.
What's our guy
this year.
Tyson Campbell? Think he's going to make a jump?
I like Tyson.
I mean, I like Tyson. I want Tyson to do great.
The national
media. You want all these guys to do great, but you got.
And I hope I'm dead wrong.
With our job,
I hope I'm dead wrong.
We got to be real.
The national media, though, we're in that period where they all take each position unit and they rank. And the Jaguars, basically nobody even ranks them top 10 position group. Defensive line, offensive line, receivers.
Their D-line.
Teams?
I would like to take a close look at who they have ranked ahead of them on the D-line because it feels like Josh Allen or Josh Hines Allen, sorry.
And
Trayvon Walker. I mean, it feels like those guys, they should be. I think there's a perception that Trayvon Walker's kind of been a bust by the national guys, whereas I don't really necessarily feel like that's been the case. He doesn't have like the numbers that Aiden Hutchinson
and this
has.
is his year. If he stays healthy and plays the bulk of the year, we'll know.
Yeah.
Well, and same with Trevor. If Trevor stays healthy and plays the bulk of the year, it'll be 4 years in the league. We'll know, is Trevor here, or here? You know? Yeah. But, man, the national guys, y'all have noticed this, right?
I haven't watched them as much as now.
Have you, Zach?
The national guys, for the most part, honestly, just seem as if the Jacksonville Jaguars just do not exist for the most part. If they say anything, it's negative.
Now, last year, it wasn't that way.
It wasn't that.
Now they were coming out of that miraculous.
We were power rankings top 5 at one point.
That is true.
Last year they gave them love, but it was based on that year before. And I think we will know at the completion of this year with the Jacksonville Jaguars, we will know if 2 years ago was truly a fluke or not. Right?
Yeah.
I think we will truly know, was that just a one-off or was last year the one-off and that was a good building block? 2 years ago, remember the playoff win and all?
Yeah,
they won a game and they got in the playoffs.
Yeah, they
won a game. They were down 27-0.
Yeah, Lawrence threw 4 interceptions in the first half.
Oh my God!
Remember that was
4 touchdowns in the second half. Oh yeah.
Obviously, all of our listeners probably watched that game. You did, I did. Remember that first half? I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I know.
You go. He threw his first. Okay, this is a playoff team. It's a playoff game. Hey. He threw his second in the first half. All right, got to tighten up now. Remember, he threw his third. You're like, what the? Then he threw another one, right?
Yeah, I think he threw 4 in the first half. Yeah. I think so.
And he won that game.
But then also 4 touchdowns in the second half.
And just carved him up in the second half.
Yeah.
And just here's another thing too. I don't think with the offensive line, the offensive line is going to be good at all.
Oh yeah.
And they couldn't get 3rd or 4th and 1.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think they've improved their offensive line. And it's the same back.
No push.
They didn't
have no push.
They didn't go get a big nasty back either.
Yeah, they don't have any push.
I don't know. I hope I'm.
Well, yeah, they were looking at Tank Bigsby to be the
that
big
guy.
nasty back, and it just did not pan out. But they spent a chip.
He's got to have gotten. You would think Tank Bigsby. He's getting better after a year. A year didn't.
I would hope so. I thought
it was a culture shock. Parker Washington, that guy, culture shock as well. I don't.
And sometimes to play
the bar so low.
And I think you can say this across the board, but hold on, Zach. I'm trying to find my countdown here. Gosh darn it, I hit a wrong button.
We got about 2.5.
I hit my wrong button. Hold on, I'll find it. It's bookmarked here. Hang tight. Couple times though, it amplified that the Jaguars struggled 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 because they ran some weird plays. Remember that one play? I'm in the press box. I can't remember who they're playing. They're in the inside the 5-yard line, and they ran a naked boot with Trevor Lawrence. And I mean, he got chased. You're like, what are you doing?
That's kind of one of those.
I don't like those because your options are so limited.
Yeah.
You're trying to catch a team off guard, but if they take away, I mean, you got nothing.
Yeah.
You just got to throw it away. Throw it away and hope your quarterback doesn't try to do something stupid and try to score.
Yeah.
And get mollywopped.
Mollywopped. I also
I don't want to see Trevor get
that first half of the schedule's rough, I think it's rough. Yeah. I mean, they open up with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Can they score with the Dolphins?
Well, I mean, the Dolphins hung 70 on Denver last year.
Can
so
you score with the
I don't know if
Dolphins?
anyone could potentially match that pace if they're on that day. And the Dolphins are going to play better earlier in the year than they do it later in the year, just in general.
Where's the game at? Shame on me, is it?
That game, I honestly cannot tell you. I know it's going to be hot either way.
I think it's in the state of Florida, though.
Yeah.
Check somewhere in the state of Florida.
You're on that one, for sure.
That game is going to be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're getting everywhere we're at. People say you idiot, and we get chats. I hope. I don't like this. I don't like what they didn't do. I mean, I would have gone crazy to fix the offensive line. And I know they went out. But again, is going crazy getting a 32-year-old 10-year veteran center? I don't know if that's going crazy. I don't know. I don't know. They still have Shatley and Barch and Cleveland and all, right? All those guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're going to get a veteran on the O-line, the center position would be the best one to do it because he is kind of like the leader of the call.
Who's behind him?
And Fortner struggled.
Fortner again?
Yeah.
And I just looked at they will be opening week 1 at Miami.
At Miami. Yeah.
That is worrisome because our secondary will not be able to catch up to any of those.
No, you like this? No. What do y'all like?
No one catch Hill and Waddle.
No, you didn't like the secondary. I think, they took a step back in the secondary. Zach, did I convince you, or are you going to stay where you're at? 18, 17, 16.
I mean, I think the Texans win the AFC South either way.
And we'll have this talk a million times. It's what you do the second half of the summer going into the season. Wow, that'll do it. Busy, fun Thursday. I want to thank Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday sponsor, and, of course, Zach for producing. For that guy, Patrick Young, I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at BoldCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.